Ready for me?
Yes, sir.
I really thought that Savannah would like interviews better after an 8-month layoff, but I was wrong.
She kicked me out. She told me I couldn't watch. She said she has anxiety if I sit back there. I said, well, you had anxiety from the free throw line for like 3 minutes with me standing there too. So you're going to have to get over that. She was good. And she's been out a little bit. So she likes to play ball, and that's fun to coach.
So, Coach, I mean, talk about it. You guys have waited like 8 months since about March 12th against your guys were supposed to play Rice to get to today and play your first non-conference games against Radford. What was your expectations, and what did you see from your ball club today?
Well, I'm really proud of them. I mean, what they had to do, it was very difficult. I mean, that was 3 days of prep and 3 days of shooting and 3 days of, we hadn't played with the referee. Like we've scrimmaged on the year. So up, down without stoppages for a total of 20 minutes. That's what that has been kind of luck. It's like every time we've gone to progress to more, we've had something that's kept us from doing that. So, when you think, Pearson, not having Pearson, I mean, that really, she is somebody that's played. It's a big number of games, 90 games probably in her college career. She is a quarterback basically in terms of understanding how to help us organize our defense and offense and everything else. You kind of the way this year is, you make a plan and it lasts for like 12 hours, and then you just wad that plan up and you go, okay, well let's make another plan. Here's the new plan, and then that one works for just a little bit, and then you do a new plan. So when you take all into account, when you take how many people played their first game today, when you take no dress rehearsals, I think that they did a heck of a job. I'm really proud of them. Radford, that's a good basketball team. That's a well-coached basketball team. They don't beat themselves. That's one of the best teams in their league. And on short notice or whatever you want to call it, for our team to be ready to battle against them, I think it's definitely a good first step. And now we have to build.
The energy level that your team brought. I know that they didn't close out well early, and that led to some threes early. But even their energy on 50-50 balls, which at times has been an issue in the past, you had to be pleased with that most of.
Yeah, I think we are going to consistently do a better job of that. And over time you start to with recruiting and who you're bringing in, you start to hopefully change that stuff. And I think you're right. I think they played hard. We have a goal in terms of how many times we make plays. We call them hustle plays, and we actually had our goal in the first half. So maybe I need to change what I feel. It took us a while back in the old days to get to our hustle point number. We may need to adjust that with this team, which is good. Cece Mays, freshman, boy, she set the tone early. We knew 3 years ago when we started recruiting her, she's going to show up to play. She likes the competitive. She likes to compete. I'm sure she loves basketball too, but I think at the end of the day, it's like if you asked her to be a MMA, she'd probably love to compete. That's who she is. So, and I think she did a great job of setting the tone from a freshman. I think she got a steal on her first possession. She's an aggressive kid, and you saw that tonight. Mitchich was really good. She really played basketball. She played in a lot of big games. And I think that showed today. Alexis Johnson, it's really the first time Lex has ever got a chance to play. I thought she did what Lex needs to do, which is use her athleticism to impact the game. She was tremendous on the glass. She's really, really good at chasing the ball. She's physical, and that's what she did. So I could keep going. I could go up and down of little things that I know that it wasn't easy for him to do. Kia Sybil's played the 4. Okay, she learned the 4 starting on Thursday. She had played 0 minutes at the 4 in her career here, And then we started 5-7 at the 4. And that's who she is. Like, what do you need? I got you. And she was great. I don't care about her stat line. She allowed us to function in a way that we could win the game. Without her doing that, we can't win it, you know.
Coach, it seemed a little bit today, like after the first quarter, it was kind of a little rough, and then you put in some of your underclassmen, like the Sarah Liberators came in, and CC May started from your players who never had suited up in a college game before today. What was your what you thought of their first time out on the court?
They did a good job. You know, I think the whole bunch of us was nervous. Like, we didn't know what to expect. You know, this usually by this time, I mean, it's December 6th. I mean, you darn near played like 5 or 6 games by now. You know, you've had 2 scrimmages in 5 games. We've had no scrimmages. We haven't even seen a referee, you know, and like, we went over how to check in on the opposite side of the floor last night, where you sit, which that's all different too. Like, almost everything now is you have to coach it one time, you know. So to go through that, and I know they were nervous, and I know they want to do well. That's a really good trait individually. Mo Matthews, you know, it's been a long time since Mo played. I thought she looked nervous the first time she went in. I thought in the fourth quarter, you know, I was probably going to rotate Lo and her out because Lo just has been around more. And then I was like, boy, she's doing a good job. Mo is doing a good job of being out on the perimeter. I thought Lo had played very, very well. Mo was out on the perimeter. She's very active. She can move laterally. She's long. And so we ran with her. So there was a lot of that I think early I wanted to survive the first half. That's what I was trying to do, was survive the first half, try to keep Sav as fresh as I could keep her leg-wise. We did that with a 4-point lead, and then hopefully get it down the stretch and then play well at the end. And that's basically, you know, that was the hope starting on Thursday of how we're going to get it done. And, you know, we did a good job of executing.
Well, you mentioned that fourth quarter too, and conditioning obviously is a concern coming in. You only had 3 practices, like you said, coming into this, and for you all to perform, it kind of seemed seamless. It wasn't like they were sharing the basketball well, communicating well defensively, and still those 50-50 balls. I know that one thing that had troubled you all before were fourth quarter lapses. This team was stronger in the fourth quarter today. Yeah,
they were good today, you know, and I guess let's make them do it like 3 or 4 times before we crown them. You know, but we were good, you know, and especially with a lot of not experienced in that, you know, and like I said, Taylor Pierce, I mean, Tay's been a force in there in terms of how we organize and making big shots for us, and she's not there. So you've got to step up, and I think we had players step up, you know, and they were good at the end. You know, Sav did a nice job. I was hoping how it played out is that's what we were trying to do was, you know, I knew we needed scoring out of her. You know, Kristen didn't have the game we needed her to have, and Kristen's a really good player. She'll bounce back. You know, but we just kind of we spaced it a little bit and tried to open it up for Sav. You know, Lex's points were big in terms of trying to get baskets. Ksenia made big shots when we needed it, and she also made a couple plays with passes that led to shots that people could make. Mo's basket, huge basket. I think it was a 2-point game. That's really the one that kind of put them in a bad way at around like maybe 2.5 or 3 minutes to go in the game. So, you know, Mo was like that last year a little bit. Takes you a little bit to figure everything out, where she fits and things. And boy, she was tough at the end of the year in practice. So I think she's coming around. She was getting on the floor today, and that made me happy.
Coach, this is your last non-conference game at home. You're about to play the next 2 on the road. How are you guys going to – you talk about conditioning. How are you guys going to plan to approach it? You know, you go to Kentucky on Wednesday and then up to St. Bonaventure on Sunday. So 3 games in a week. So just consider you guys just started your first game today in practice. Sorry, I believe you said 3 days ago. So how are you guys planning to condition your team in this?
Well, I told them we have to work on our conditioning. I mean, you know, it can't be – we only have 9. You can't treat it like – we have to grow as a team, and part of that is getting back to hopefully a flow of working out and running and things like that. So we have to do a little bit of both, which is save legs to prepare for the next opponent, which is a very good one. And then also we have to start to stretch our conditioning back. On October 15th, we had the most in shape team I've ever had. Okay. That was 45 days ago. We're not that anymore, and it's really not their fault. So we have to work that, hopefully to a crescendo that, whatever the first day of the conference game is. Louisiana Tech in here, we're back to the condition that we were in a while ago. So we better get ready to go at Kentucky. They're I think 11th in the country. They're going to be super long. They got a great little point guard that harasses you 94 feet the whole time. They got one of maybe the best player in the country, Howard. So physical, big, just like you would think. So we've got they're all in the cold tub right now. We're going to practice tomorrow, practice Tuesday. We'll drive down there, and we'll do our best.
I know that you've got, Sav and Kristen both are closer to Marshall University than UK, but being from Kentucky and going down there, that's got to be a pretty cool experience for them too.
Yeah, I think it means a lot. That's probably a better question for them, but I think it means a lot to them. I think, I grew up in Kansas. Kansas basketball is pretty special. So I think it's similar to that. We played, I played at Fort Hays, little Division II. I was there for 2 years because I went to junior college first. And I never got to play it at Allen Fieldhouse, but I went down the year after that when all my buddies played it at Kansas. And I know that was a big deal for us. I think it's the same for them. They grow up watching them on TV, and I know they'll be excited. They always are. So I think it's a big deal. I think you're right. It's a dream thing for them to go play.
As of this team right now, and I know it's a small sample size with one game, but depth-wise, it seems like you're a lot deeper and can sort of, go into some versatility with your lineups with this team as opposed to some years past.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I think today showed that. We've got some pretty good players that weren't in uniform tonight too. So, and it looks like they're going to be back. So that's a good thing. And I think we should be a hard playing group. We should, we're going to have to figure that out a little bit, who should be in and not in and different things like that, which that's a good problem to have. But I was really happy with them tonight. We needed them all to step up. Everybody wasn't perfect, but I think they fought hard enough to get us, 69-58, which it was a little easier down the stretch in terms of just me stress-wise. I only screwed up one thing. We didn't get the ball in bounds. I should have called another timeout. But I thought it would be, if it went well for us, I thought it would be tight at the end, and we stretched it out a little bit more than I thought we probably might.
I'm good.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you coming.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
See you. All right, man. Thank you. Back.